So we're camped on Lake of Three Narrows right now, and we're worried that Buck was gonna have a real problem making it back. So the plan that Tori, my brilliant wife, came up with is that I trail run back 20K, book a campsite on Lake of Three Narrows, throw our canoe in the water and solo paddle out here to pick up her, Wesley and Buck. So it's almost like a rescue mission. I'm thinking I'm gonna be back here at the end of tomorrow. It is about a 20-kilometer paddle with 5 kilometers of portaging. I'm a little nervous to leave Tori and Wesley all out here by themselves. She has an inReach sat texting device. She has tons of food, bear spray. She has Buck, who probably will muster up enough to burst up and chase away a bear. I highly doubt there's going to be any bears around here. Overall, we think that this is the best plan. So that's it. Gotta run. Bye-bye. Love you too. I will. I'll text you once I'm getting close to reception, right?
Okay, so Jim left probably more than an hour ago, or just over an hour ago. So I'm curious to know how far he's made it, how far he will make it by the end of the day. I kind of feel like I'm on alone a little bit, except with a baby and a dog and a lot more gear, of course. I'm not worried. I'm more worried about Jim.
Making decent time, sort of jogging a bit where I can, and made it the first 3K. I was already pretty gassed and dumping sweat, so slowing it down a bit, at least for the next part. I got a long way to go, 20K, and a huge hill to go up, and a lot of rugged terrain too. You know, roots, rocks, up, down, around, that kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to keep a consistent fast pace.
Sure, that's going to be some riveting content.
So there's that outflow from Lake of Three Narrows that's really long. We had to walk way along it for a long ways to find a place to cross. But I'm thinking I can shave off maybe 1.5 kilometers by crossing further up the stream.
So I have the inReach here, the Garmin inReach. I'm just texting Ted because we want to see if the site that we're on tonight, if it's booked for the next 2 nights, because I'm going to be staying here tonight regardless. I can send him a message. I can read it through my phone. There's an app called Earthmate, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to send him a quick message and just say, yeah, if you can book it, please do. All right, and sent.
I'm gonna check the map. If I can cross here, I have to go all the way around this way. I think it's worth scouting it out here. Might be a massive time saver.
So I just put Wesley down. He's in the tent, all snuggled up in his sleeping bag. So while I have some time, I'm gonna go look for some more firewood. Found a massive tree that had fallen, and this piece was sticking a good ways off the ground, so hopefully it's dry enough.
Yes, way easier. I'm just pissed that this wasn't marked on the trail. not too slippery. Oh my God, I really wish we knew about this. This saves at least 2 kilometers.
So I just got a message back from Ted saying that the site that I'm on right now is booked for tonight. So now I feel bad that we're going to be kind of ruining their night. You know, they probably don't plan on camping with a stranger with a baby. So I did a bit of exploring around the site here. And because I was thinking, well, I'll move out of their way, I found this other fire pit here in a perfect little tent spot. Right on the water. So, and you can't even, there's our campsite just over this hill. Can't even see it. So, while Wesley's napping, I'm gonna move everything down here.
Crossing this dam has just saved me over 2 kilometers of rugged trail. I remember walking past this little trail here, this fork in the trail, on the way to where we're camped now, and thinking, oh, it's probably just a little outlook or a vantage point. Well, it turns out not only does the way of crossing the dam save you 2 kilometers of tough trail, it also is much easier to cross than the rock bridge. And on top of that, I think coming up after the rock bridge is where Buck got hurt. So big freaking, you know, it feels really bad. I feel really stupid because that added a lot of strain on us and is possibly what injured my dog, is not realizing this trail. I don't think you're supposed to use it though. I think it's technically closed.
This is our new spot, bud. Come lay down. Come on. Good boy.
I heard someone say an adventure begins when the planned outcome of your trip gets foggy. And that is definitely what has happened to us. So we're just gonna deal with it, you know? It's a real bummer. Like, Tori and I are super bummed. But you know what? We've come up with the best rescue plan for Buck. And on top of that, a lot more fun trip than just turning around and walking back.
All right, so I've moved everything over. Everything except for the tent and Wesley, because Wesley's napping. I can hear him from here. I'll just go peek in on him every once in a while. But in the meantime, I'm going to do some fishing.
Taking a slightly different route on the way back. I'm walking up high to the steep portage, and I'm actually getting the nicest view that I have of this whole trip right now. Back on this beast. The pig, they call it. But I cut over into it pretty high up because I took the high trail. So it's not going to be as bad. I'm going to have to portage this again with a canoe on my back. Yeah, the really steep part. It's like a mountain pass here. Cliffs on that side, cliffs on that side. Now I go down the pig. Gotta fuel up. Made it about 10K, halfway. Okay, just past where we camped on the first night. So I think I have about 8 kilometers left. I gotta keep moving, no breaks.
My hair gets pretty tangly, so I do have to brush it every once in a while.
Beast of a freaking hill to go up here. Starting to slow down.
Just waiting for Wesley to wake up. Might take a few more casts.
Definitely making good time, but starting to feel it, starting to slow down. Gotta make sure I keep rehydrated out here. I just stopped for water. Wasn't the prettiest spot to take water from, so I made sure I treated it. And next water source I see, I'm basically gonna chug that, refill, retreat, keep going. Not retreat, like retreat. Never mind.
Just heard back from Ted on the inReach. He said that the campsite is booked for the next 2 nights, as you know already. Jim has bumped into both groups that are planning on camping here and warned them, which tells me that Jim does have service. I don't understand how else that would work. So I sent Jim a message, seeing if he'll respond. Let's see if that's him. Lots of messages coming in. Huh. Wow. So 2:30, and he said he thinks he has about another kilometer. That's excellent. So wow, that's way sooner than I ever expected. Not that I don't believe in you, Jim. 4.5 hours so far. That's really good. Wow, he must be walking pretty quick. I was mostly worried about him. I didn't want him to stumble and break a leg, you know, twist an ankle, and then he's injured. He has no ways of communication, but now that he's texting me, that's so great. So, so far so good. Rescue mission. Buck's just sleeping away over there. He has no idea what's happening. And here we are doing all this stuff. I mean, I'm not doing much really. I guess I'm just hanging out, but
I'm pretty much back. So maybe about 100 meters to go. It's 2. I left at 9. 5 hours. I walked all the way back here, 20K.
I'm considering this my first solo overnight camping mission. So, you know, pretty good. Like, I'm still gonna have to get my own fire going. I got all my own firewood. I'm gonna have to hang our food at night. You know, so I think there's some different aspects to it when you're out here by yourself. I do, Jim does a lot when he's out here with me, so it'll be nice to kind of take the reins on everything and see how much work it is and learn a few things along the way.
So on my way back in to rescue Tori and Buck, I don't know whether I'm gonna make it there. Very unlikely that I'll make it there today, but I should make it about halfway onto Osa Lake. It's a beautiful lake, and then be there relatively early tomorrow. But what's really holding me back here is this ripping headwind on George Lake. I got about 3 clicks to paddle. As soon as I rounded a bend, it was gusting. So I tried kneeling in front of the middle thwart, but unfortunately that wasn't working too well. It was kind of tough on the knees. I have a long way to go. I don't have knee pads there. So I pulled over and I whipped a huge boulder in the front, and it's helping quite a bit. And now I'm just gonna put my head down and beast paddle into this headwind until I get across this lake.
I'm going to move Wesley. He is sleeping. Once he's asleep, he can sleep through pretty much anything. I'm not even going to remove him from his sleeping bag. So, wish me luck. Didn't even budge. He seems to be squiggling, but he might fall back asleep. I am getting hungry, so I think I'm gonna make half of the dinner that was planned out for tonight since Jim's not here. Yeah, so I'm gonna have it's mac and cheese tonight, so I'm gonna have some of the mac and cheese.
Okay, here we are at Osa Lake. Whew, I've traveled about 28 kilometers today now, and this is one of the most beautiful lakes in the park. It stands for Ontario Society of Artists, and there's been Group of 7 paintings painted here. It's just freaking epic. The water is absolutely crystal clear, and the quartzite hills and the sculpted white pines are just really what Killarney is all about. So after Osa Lake, I have 3 more portages, including one that goes actually 4 more, I think, 3 or 4 more. Short ones, but then one really long one that's probably over 2 kilometers, where I go up that huge hill that you saw me go up earlier today, and also a couple days ago with Tori and Wesley. So I don't think that I should push on anymore. It's already late in the evening. It's probably about 6. It starts getting dark around 7, pitch black by 8. So 2 hours, there's just no way I can make it another probably 12 kilometers, including all that portaging. So yeah, I made it as far as I could. I would have loved to have made it back and been with Wesley and Tori tonight, but I know that they're safe. Well, this is home for the night. Okay, so I don't have a ground pad. I found some ground that's not too damp, not too rocky. Looks like it might be a little warmer than other areas. And I'm going to set up my tarp low. I'm going to set it up like a curve. So I'm actually going to sleep on top of it, but a lean-to style. And maybe I can spread around some of the life jackets to sort of act like a ground pad. But if you're sleeping right on the dirt, you get pretty cold. So I'm probably going to have a chilly night. Of course, if I had time and if I was on Crown land, I could harvest some boughs and put them down, and that helps a lot. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to get set up here. So I'm putting the wind at the back. There we go. That's home for the night.
So it started raining. Just thought I'd duck for cover.
That's you, silly.
So Wesley, Buck, and I are just hanging out in the tent for the time being. Anyways, it's 7 o'clock. So I'm just ready to give Wesley his medicine and start the bedtime routine-ish. Because I usually like to put him down around 8, but I don't think it hurts to put him down a little bit sooner. Anyways, that's all. Well, it is now 9 o'clock and Wesley is still awake. It's late for him and he needs to go to bed and he's just refusing and it's driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. So I just gave him another bottle. Hopefully that will do. So it's 6:50 in the morning. I don't know if Wesley slept at all last night because every time I woke up he was making noises under the covers and he's just been awake for a while this morning at least. And I didn't sleep very well either because I was worried about Jim because it's really cold and windy out and I don't know if he brought the other tent with him, but all he had was the tarp. So, in his sleeping bag, no ground pad. So I wonder what his setup looked like last night. I hope he's not too cold, but I feel like he's probably freezing his ass off.
Last night was a pretty chilly sleep. It was really windy. I was tossing and turning a lot, getting smoked out by the fire a bit. And now I have a string of portages, including the one that goes way up a hill and down, and then quite a bit of flat water paddling, and it's still pretty windy. It's about 7:45 in the morning. I'm just gonna push off and continue moving on my way as fast as I can to meet with Tori and Wesley and Buck.
I'm trying to get a better fire going so that I can boil some water, but my fire sucks. So anyways, now I just wait for Jim. He had the steepest portage today. They call it the pig. It's probably 2 kilometers total, but he'll do it. He's only doing it in one go. He has minimal gear, so it shouldn't take him too long, I don't think.
Here we go, baby! Lake of 3 f***ing Narrows.
So Jim would be coming right around the corner. I think I hear Jim. Let's wait for him to round this corner. Oh, there he is. He did it. Here he comes to save the day. The hero.
How's it going here?
You're an adventure racer.
Oh my god, I'm exhausted!
I started a fire. Are you hungry?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a coffee.
Come here. Oh, you poor boy. Come here. Buck, we rescued you. We came to rescue you. Good boy. Good boy.
He just ate poo.
Oh,
No.
gross.